Cricket presents The Warm-Up. Hey everybody, I'm your host Neil Beasley, and we are deep into Texas high school football playoffs where only the strong survive. Are you strong enough? Let's get you warmed up for this week's action. It's the fourth week of the postseason, which means it's time for some regional final action. Let's preview some of the key games in the lineup. Possibly the best game on the docket this week could be at Crowley ISD Stadium on Saturday. That's when Aledo faces Denton Ryan in the 5A Division I Regional Final. It's a rematch of an earlier District 3-5A game between these two. A lot of times in life, you don't get a redo when something goes horribly wrong. This week, the Ryan Raiders get that second chance. After leading Aledo 27-8 back in Week 5, Ryan gave up 34 straight points and never scored in the second half and lost. Coach Dave Hennigan wants payback, but it won't be easy. Despite junior running back Racine Gilroy being dinged up, the Bearcats are playing their usual playoff football. Just busting people in the mouth is what they do. Caden Winkfield has picked up the slack in the backfield, and Kadon Finley is still making plays in the receiving game. The Aledo defense has only given up just over 9 points a game in the playoffs. Ryan is coming off a sweep of Richland. They beat them earlier this year and is coming into this game red hot. Of course, Aledo has won 12 straight, but Ryan has pulled off 8 in a row. Their weapons include the running tandem of Nemo Warmate and Trevon Reynolds, who've combined for almost 2,000 yards and 29 touchdowns. Braden Mussett has been a dynamic athlete in the receiver position as well. Can Ryan finish the story? Or will Aledo continue on their rampage towards another state title? Staying in 5A, it's another rematch that everybody's been calling for. South Oak Cliff versus Port Neches Groves. We saw it in last year's 5A Division II state final, and SOC came up short. This time, it's a regional final, and it's taking place Friday night at Stephen F. Austin. The Golden Bears are on an 11-game heater, and their defense has been outstanding. In the last 10 games, SOC has given up an average of just over 3 points a game. 3! The competition continues to get harder in the postseason, and the Golden Bears defense keeps stuffing it down. On offense, South Oak Cliff rushed for 264 yards last week in their win over Marshall. Meanwhile, PNG had a struggle on their hands, but still outlasted a very talented Texas High team. But SOC has been hungry for this game for quite some time, and I expect Coach Jason Todd to be ready for revenge. The most competitive 6A regional final might be North Crowley taking on Allen. North Crowley hung an L on the last undefeated team they faced, and they'll be looking to do the same Saturday at Newsom Stadium against the Eagles. The Panthers have been the Chris Jimerson to Quentin Gibson show all season, but not against Coppell. The Cowboys shut that down. So what did Coach Ray Gates do? Went exclusively to the run game and masterful defense to pull out the 35-24 win. Cornelius Warren ran almost every snap in the second half and tallied 204 yards on 30 carries. When that starts happening, boy, they're tough to beat. But Allen is one of the best defensive teams left in the playoffs. 13-0, they eked out a 22-21 thriller over Trinity last week. The offense goes as far as quarterback Brady Bricker leads them. Run or pass, Bricker has complete control of that Allen offense. This game will come down to whose defense can make those necessary stops.
The warm-up is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Wow! At Cricket, get free Samsung Galaxy phones.
Inside High School Sports is brought to you by Whataburger, just like you like it. And by Parker University. Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today.
Our Inside High School insider, Matt Diggs, gives us his thoughts on some of the key regional final matchups in the picks.
Regional championships will be decided, and the warm-up has all of your picks. I'm the professor with the Week 15 picks. And the first game we're going to talk about is North Crowley versus Allen. This is elite-level offense. Chris Jimerson again, and Quentin Gibson against elite-level defense. Japri Wafer is playing out of his mind right now. And what we're going to have to find out with Allen is their defense good enough to stop one of the best offenses in the state? We know North Crowley's been able to score on just about anybody this year. Can Allen's defense get enough defensive stops to get in the game, and can Brady Bricker put them on their back and find those holes and get Allen to the promised land? I don't think they can. I think North Crowley just has too much offensive firepower. I think North Crowley is going to take care of Allen, maybe even convincingly. On the other side of the bracket, you got Duncanville versus Bridgeland. Bridgeland is trying to figure out how they got suckered into this. How are we going to deal with Duncanville? Cypress Bridgeland is way out of Duncanville's league. They got a really good offensive line. They've got a good running game. But after that, they don't have the diversity. They don't have the depth to handle a team like Duncanville. I think Duncanville will beat Bridgeland more than they beat the Woodlands. You got on the top half of the bracket in 6A Division II, South Lake Carroll against Denton Geyer. South Lake Carroll for the last 2 weeks has been holding on for their lives without their running backs and has found a way to win. Denton Geyer probably had their best game of the season against Crowley. If that Denton Geyer comes out and plays against South Lake Carroll the way they did against Crowley, I look for an upset, but South Lake Carroll, I can't pick against Riley Dodge. They're going to take care of business. DeSoto versus Longview will determine who will meet the winner of that game in the state semifinals. DeSoto in their running game is just going to be too powerful for Longview. We saw Lancaster pretty much have a field day against Longview and still found a way to lose that game. I don't think DeSoto is going to have that problem. I think DeSoto takes care of business by at least 3 scores or more. Argyle versus Lovejoy. It's going to be a battle of the Spider-Man memes are going to be pointing at each other because they look the same. I think Argyle is going to take care of business over Lovejoy. I think they're going to take on South Oak Cliff in the state semifinals. I think South Oak Cliff will find a way to beat Fort Neches Groves. A district rematch, Aledo versus Denton Ryan. Aledo overcame a 17-point second half deficit to beat Denton Ryan. Denton Ryan could not hold on. Can Denton Ryan make those adjustments? From what I saw against Denton Ryan against Richland, they didn't have the ability to go over the top. I think Aledo is going to be able to shut Denton Ryan down and take care of business. And I think they'll take on Highland Park in the state semifinals. I think Highland Park will take that dominant defensive line will take care of Frisco Lone Star. I think Brock will not be able to win their rematch against Graham. I think Graham will take care of business, and I think Salina will take care of Alvarado. That's week 15, the Professor's Picks. I'm Professor Diggs.
We caught up to a big-time athlete from the Metroplex in this week's recruiting trail.
Chase Coleman, cornerback at Frisco Memorial. What I'm looking for is a coaching staff and a program that is just willing to work with me and get me better in all phases of football and just get me better as a man too, and just that can prosper me to the next level, which would be the league. How do I want to fit in it? I just want to be able to be an impact player, be able to get on the field, make plays for the team and myself, and just basically have a big role on the team and help the team win in all facets. On the field, I say I'm pretty intense. I like to talk a lot. I don't know, that's just the competitive nature in me, but I like to talk a lot and just get active, and I'm going to do what it takes to win. I'm going to put my body on the line. Off the field, though, I'm pretty cool. I don't really do anything. I just be on the game for real, or with some of my friends. But that's about it off the field. I'm just a cool guy, I guess. You getting a good football player and a good guy. Not really much more. I'm gonna be doing what I can on the field and having a good time off the field. Well, I want to make sure I want to graduate with all A's. I take pride in being a smart athlete. Something my parents always taught me, and other than that, I'm gonna run track this year. I want to go as far as I can in track. I just want to leave a legacy and be seen as a guy who's always a competitor and a hard worker, despite anything. I want to be viewed as a guy that you could talk to, even if it's not about sports or football. Just overall, just a competitor, someone who never backed down, and yeah.
The warm-up is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
At Cricket, get free Samsung Galaxy phones.
Inside High School Sports is brought to you by Golden Chick. One taste and you're golden. And by Kubota, the #1 selling compact tractor in Texas. For details, visit gokubota.com. Kubota, together we do more.
Our producer, Ward Fasold, caught up with Argyle head coach Todd Rodgers to talk about his Eagles and their upcoming matchup with Lovejoy in this week's Media Day segment.
All right, so it's Media Day. We are joined with Argyle head coach Todd Rodgers. Coach, you're used to playing this. You're used to playing in December. We're back in December again, and you're going up against a guy that also is used to playing in December, but it's been a couple years. If anybody thought this was just going to be a 1 year, get used to his Lovejoy team, and we'll start playing for real next year, that wasn't happening. And you got yourself a heck of a team, but you guys are running the ball so well. And in December, that's what you got to do. Do you feel like you have to do that and kind of control the possessions so that Todd Dodge and them don't get that rock?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Obviously, Todd has had an amazing career, all the state championships, but there's tons of individual Friday nights where he's won football games to get there. And he's had sustainable history for sure on his side. But Argyle Eagles, they base the whole success on running the football and playing good defense. Obviously, our offense is doing a great job of carrying the load of their responsibilities, but our football team is pretty healthy right now. They've got a good winning attitude, and they're ready for the challenge.
I was going to say that ground attack. My first taste of it was obviously a couple years back when you were in the state title, and Nick Ralston got the ball, I think, 7,800 times. You just pound him into, there's no other games after this, so you're going to get the rock. Now you have a couple guys back there that can and run it, plus your quarterback Gasperson can go whenever he wants to. Talk about how dominant that offensive line has been to open up holes for your guys in the backfield.
Well, our guys are real big physical players. They're not just tush hogs. They're not going to go knock you down, but they can position block and get you off your spot. And then we got great running backs that can get through there and get in the secondary and make people miss. So it's a nice combination to have.
You kind of felt at the beginning of the season when the realignment came out that somebody from your district would be playing somebody from 4 or 5A Division II at this point. How much has your district play kind of toughened you up for this long playoff run here?
Well, to be real honest with you, man, the 8 district games, my lands, it's amazing. We were knee deep half through a district play, and some teams in our old 4A district were just now starting their district competition. So, I feel like that we've weathered an extensive, stay each and every week. Strong defensive teams in our district, and then there's a little bit more emphasis on offensive play over that other district. So we just faced a very tough Walnut Grove, and we're looking forward to facing Lovejoy.
And you seem to like that new Prosper Stadium up there as you're going back again for a second time. Good luck on Friday night, and I hope you guys pull it off because we look forward to seeing you guys down the stretch.
Well, I was amazed to see you out there last week. I hope to see you this week also.
There we go. You'll see me. Thanks, Coach.
Hey, that'll do it for today's show. Thanks for joining us. We hope you are warmed up for some Texas high school football Round 4 playoff action.